What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about some of the wear that my engine took within the last 3 years of drag racing. Uh, this motor's seen nothing less than 800 horsepower, 35 pounds of boost or more, and just goes to show how maintenance is extremely important when it comes to a competitive race car. So let's get going. All right, for those guys who don't know, this is my Evo. It's obviously a 4G63. This motor is a 2.3 liter with a 100 mil Manley billet super light crank. It's got Manley rods, turbo tufts, JE pistons. It's a 10-to-1 motor. I mean, let's start with the tear down the head. So I took the head off. Everything looked excellent. Started taking everything off. Head was off. Block looked good. And then I started to take the valves off. And then, I don't know if I can see, you guys can see this on the camera, but look at the tops of the valves there. It looks like they've been hammered on, almost with a hammer. And then when you run your finger through it, you feel like a chamfer, a little sharp edge to it. Anyway, when you pull your motor apart, it's important to go through all the small stuff and make sure you see that right there, and make sure you find these things. Anyway, so after finding that, I know that the valves have to be replaced. What caused that? I'm assuming that the two-step was a little aggressive last year. I mean, it was we were having trouble controlling it. Anyway, moving into the block. I mean, once I tore the block down, I mean, I tore the rods out. I was super happy once I pulled the rods out. I mean, the bearings look pretty good. If I hadn't dropped them on the floor, I probably would have reused them for one season. But anyway, rod bearings look good. I mean, I'm gonna change them anyway, but maintenance is key, guys. Maintenance is key. I should have taken this motor apart probably 1 year sooner. But anyway, here are the thrust washers. You know, here's the sides right there. Basic wear. I mean, it's fairly normal, I would say. But then I took the girdle off to take the crank out, and then I seen these bearings, like this guy right here. You see some of it looks like, it almost looks like staining. And at first I didn't know what to think of that until I started doing some homework. See, the other ones, they're not terrible, but they started to see somewhere. See, the middle ones didn't look too bad. I would say, you know, some of them had fair wear for a motor of this power level. These ones are terrible. So anyway, once I started looking into it, it seems as though these stain marks, where are we here? These staining marks, which is actually wear, but they look like stain marks, is caused by vibration or detonation. And then I started to look a little further. I'm like, how is this possible? I mean, every time I looked at my log, it looked clean. Anyway, and then I started to look at the top of these caps here. See the main girdle? See all this black shit right here? At first, I didn't know what that was either. See all that black stuff? And then on one of them, I'll show you on the block here. Especially on the block. Let me see if I can get a good shot of this. This one right here. Whoops. Yeah, this one right here. It's terrible. I mean, it looks like pitting. It is pitting, actually. But they call this micro welding. And this is caused by vibration also. And I guess what was happening is the whole girdle, this whole girdle right here, was vibrating so bad, it was causing all this micro welding. Now again, they say it's caused by detonation and or vibration. I can think of a scenario where 2 years ago, I pulled my tranny apart and found that the input shaft was bent, completely bent. And I'm assuming, you know, a bent input shaft at 9,200 RPM would cause some serious vibration. I mean, that's one of my theories. The other one, I mean, you know, we couldn't catch the detonation, but maybe it was detonation. Anyway, moving forward, I want to talk about this head gasket real quick. So on this side of the head gasket, this is the side that contacts the block. So it looks, everything looks clean here. The O-rings on the block, let me show you real quick. The O-rings on the block. So I have O-rings in the block. The O-rings on the block did its job. So on this side of the gasket, it's clean. You can see the provision where the ring actually cut into the gasket, if you will, or groove the gasket. Everything looks good there. However, on this side, this is the head side. If you look closely, let me put this down real quick. If you look closely, because the head doesn't have any O-rings or a receiver groove, you can see combustion getting through the seal there and leaking past the gasket. Where's the other side? Here, here. I mean, not a good thing. I mean, this is why maintenance is so important, to catch these things before it gets worse. Eventually, you know, if we let it go, potentially could have put a hole in the cylinder head, or worse, who knows. Anyway, so moving forward, actually, you know what, not yet. Let me show you the clutch. So I got a triple disc clutch in the car, and this is one of the clutch discs. See the damage right there, a little bit there, but this side's terrible. This side took a bit of a beating. I mean, this is the clutch closest to the block, which is right up against the flywheel. The others are in fair condition. Anyway, that's got to be replaced. Also, this engine mount has seen better days. I mean, this side's okay, but this side needs some love. Anyway, that's going to be replaced. I got the new clutch disc on the way. Moving forward, to get a better seal on the gasket, if you will, the plan is to put the O-rings, let me flip this over real quick. Anyway, all right. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna pull the O-rings out of the block and use the groove in the block as a receiver. And then we're gonna cut another groove here on each cylinder so we can put the O-ring on the cylinder head. So once we clamp it down, we have obviously the protrusion for the O-ring, and then we have a receiver which will I guess squash into the groove on the block. I spoke to Devin Schultz, Boosted Performance. I'm sure all you guys know who he is. And he suggested to do it that way, and also another upgrade will be 1/2-inch head studs. So these are the traditional Evo head studs. They're, I think, 11 mil or so, but look at the size difference on these guys. This is a 1/2-inch stud, and look at that, it's massive. So we'll be moving into a 1/2-inch stud. The block will have to be drilled, tapped for it. The head will have to be drilled. I mean, look at the nut size also. Nut and washer. That's the 1/2-inch. This is the traditional, I think it's 11 mil. Anyway, that's one of the upgrades. Moved into a 1/2-inch head stud. Also, what I did was, see all the coolant ports have been filled with concrete just to eliminate some of that vibration, harmonics, put some strength to this block. I think there may have been also some twisting going on the block. mean, it's hard to tell, but at this point it's a drag only car. It won't be a street car. So yeah, those are gonna be upgrades. 1/2-inch head studs, copper head gasket. So you won't see any more water through the block. The head will get these coolant ports welded up, and we'll machine this nice and flat. So there'll only be coolant through the head, so it'll come in through either this side and out that side, or whatever I decide. So electric fuel pump, and we plan to move the radiator underneath the car just to give us some more space underneath the hood and stuff. So those are some of the upgrades for this season coming. Again, we want to push this thing a little further with a bigger turbo, put this car in the 8s. I think it's possible. There's a lot of work ahead of us. Oh, these two things right here. So I want to talk about that. The Evos don't have those fancy little block, I guess, adapters like the Honda guys do. You put an adapter on the side of the block for the PCV system, or run a dash 10 line and all that fancy stuff. The Honda guys have it made, to be honest. But so what I did was, we're obviously not running balance shafts anymore on this car. I drilled 2 holes here to accept 1/2-inch NPT fittings. So this is going to be used for the catch can. So before I had a dash 6 coming out of here and a dash 6 on the dipstick tube, but now we're moving here. So I drilled these 2 guys out for 2 dash 10s. There'll be another 2 dash 10s on the valve cover, and then I'll be making a custom oil catch can. Sorry, I'm making a custom catch can for the car moving forward. So look forward to the upgrades, guys. I'm gonna try to update you guys as soon as I can. I mean, I'm pretty busy, so maybe once a week, once every other week. We'll be sending the block out to the machine shop, I think, by the end of the week this week, and I'll make another video once it gets back. All right, see ya. Have a safe weekend.